So dudes, today I'll be ranking the least used primary weapons in Rainbow Six Siege, DMRs. This video is sponsored by water. Specifically, water with a caffeine drink mixed in it. An organic caffeine drink made with antioxidants, 0 calories, and it's sugar-free. I'm talking about Gamer Supps, my preferred brand of gamer Kool-Aid. Serving size is about that big, and you literally just... like that.
It enhances the quality of water.
Blue flavor, not Windex. This is not a glass of iced Windex. But this is seriously such a great alternative to energy drinks. I'm not really an energy drink guy. I'm not really into like Red Bull, Monster. It's also sorry, I was trying to use keto friendly in a sentence. It comes in a variety of tasty fruity flavors. Use the code Gregor at checkout at gamersupps.com to get 10% off of your order. And thanks so much to Gamersupps for sponsoring this video. DMRs are not used in Rainbow Six Siege very much because usually they are an option that a player has as opposed to a fully automatic primary, and then people are usually just going to pick the fully automatic primary anyway. Most of the time, the fully automatic primary is actually a pretty good gun overall, so it begs the question why you would even pick the DMR. I think Buck's Cameras is a really good example. A lot of people will swear up and down by the C8. Fully automatic guns are going to be better in a game with one-shot headshots, but there are some advantages that DMRs have over other weapon classes. They have a pretty significant amount of soft destructibility, which is nice in some instances. It can open up angles from far away that can make it easier for you to hold crosses and get the jump on somebody when they might not expect it. You can also use DMRs to open hatches, which can open up flanking routes every once in a while. They also usually have access to the 3x zoom magnification scope. Obviously, the 3 exceptions you can see to this rule are Kali and Glaz's sniper rifles. Well, this is not technically a sniper rifle if you're a gun nerd, but you get the idea. And then the TCSG on defense has access to the 2x magnification scope. I'm going to start off with the DMR that people use normally because they don't really have a choice to use it, and that's going to be Dokebi and soon to be Aroni's Mark 14. The Mark 14 EBR has a couple of advantages over its competition. One of those advantages is that it has an angled grip, if you choose to use the angled grip. Now, I think a lot of people are going to use the foregrip anyway, just because they want to get that additional bit of muzzle climb reduction. But in my experience, the Mark 14's recoil isn't high enough for you to go, I don't know if I really want to put an angled grip on this thing. And it has really easy controllability compared to the other DMRs. I think the 417 is closest contemporary in terms of that particular metric. It also has a 20-round magazine. It's really easy to use. It usually isn't going to take you more than 3 shots, body shots, to take down opponents with it. It has a damage rating of 60, which means against anyone with level 3 armor or anyone with Rook armor, that the higher damage rating 417 and cammers are going to have a faster time to kill with body shots for those types of targets. But I think the Mark 14 makes up for it with an angled grip, and it's easy to control recoil. There's really not a lot to complain about here. Now, the 417 has a damage rating of 69.
Nice.
I'm putting the 417 at A tier. I would put it at S tier if I could. I can't believe I'm saying that. This used to be one of the worst guns in the game. There was just no reason to use it over the F2. Its recoil was all over the damn place. It had a 10-round magazine for some reason. Ever since the recoil changes, the buff to its magazine, and recently the addition of the 3x zoom scopes, the 417 is a pretty good flank holding gun. It doesn't have an angled grip, so that's the only reason that I can't really put it at S tier. I also have the black ice skin, so I'm pretty much obligated to use it at this point. Buck's Cameras is a little bit more difficult to rate. It has a high damage rating, but it also has a number of issues with it that make it difficult for me to justify putting it anything above B tier. It has a damage rating, once again, of 69. So it's everything that the 417 has without a foregrip. So with more recoil, and its view model is so freaking big. Like, it takes up so much of your peripheral vision. It takes up so much of your screen. It just bugs the hell out of me. I mean, I get it. It's a foul, basically. Buck is lugging around a Cold War era battle rifle indoors. More credit to him, I guess. But it just feels really clunky and obtuse to use compared to the 417 or the Mark 14. Its recoil just feels weird. I just don't really enjoy using it that much. Blackbeard's SR25 is okay. It doesn't really have a particularly high damage rating, as you can see here. Anytime I use damage in a video, just pretend that I'm using Rogue 9's chart, because 9 times out of 10, that's what I'm doing. You can see here, the 61 damage isn't enough to give it that punch that the 417, the Cammers, and Glaz's gun have. So it's kind of especially without an angled grip. That's the one thing that the Mark 14 gets over it. And its recoil is kind of bouncy and sporadic. It's more the idea that Blackbeard has a DMR in combination with his shield that makes it really powerful, or so it seems like it's really powerful. But on paper, I'm going to have to rank it as an average DMR. Maverick's AR chambered in 50 caliber Beowulf that he uses to go hunt boars in Arkansas. This thing sucks. Its only redeeming quality is its low recoil, but it has a very small 10-round magazine. It doesn't have a lot of damage. There's just not a lot of things really justifying its use over the M4. No angled grip. It's just really mediocre in a lot of aspects and doesn't have a lot to make up for it. Now it gets a little bit confusing because I have Kali and Glaz's guns here, which are basically their gadgets, more or less. And the TCSG, a lot of people will say, it's not a DMR, it's a shotgun, Greg, what are you doing? It's functionally a DMR, it's just a DMR that can make rotates. It's a semi-automatic gun with a scope. That's pretty much all you need to know. I'm not going to play T-Hunt clips of me running around with Kali's gun. I'll just show you what it can do in a ranked game. It's very good for taking out one person at a time because of its bolt action nature. It's the op of Siege, and it does its job very well. I think that Kali is a severely underrated operator, and I think that the lack of mistakes that you can make with her gun to make it useful just amplifies that. But in a 5v5 elimination-based game, any freebies that you can get can dictate the course of the round. And Kali's gun is so good at getting freebies. It is better at getting freebies than pretty much any gun in the game because it's a one-shot down regardless of where you hit somebody. If you hit them in the chest, that's basically a guaranteed kill most of the time. Kali's gun is very, very good at doing one thing, and that's holding lawn angles. And then it is very, very bad at one thing, and that is anything that does not involve holding lawn angles. So if you take it like a binary equation, right? If we take 1 and 0, add them together, and divide by 2, on average, Kali's gun is average, but that does not mean that it is bad. It does not mean that it is amazing. I know that this seems overly complicated, but I know that people are going to freak out if I don't put this where they personally want it, and people will see me ranking it mid-tier as a condemnation of it. I don't look at it that way. I think that Kali's sniper rifle is very good at what it is designed to do, and I don't think it is a bad gun. If you have the mechanical aim, you can seriously put in some work with Kali's sniper rifle. Glaz's gun is easy mode. It has a really high-powered zoom scope, and it just goes like it's ridiculous. What is there to say? What detailed analysis should we give here? Here's the T to K. It has a really high damage rating. It has basically no recoil. You can fire it super fast, and you can see through smoke with it. It's pretty fucking good. TCSG has crap damage, a lot of recoil, small magazine, but it's the only gun of its kind on defense, and it can make rotates. So it has that little bit of utility that makes it viable in certain situations, but I think ever since they gave it that really big damage nerf, it's just not quite as good as it used to be. I don't think it's bad, I just don't think it's great. And maybe that's okay because this thing was overpowered as all hell a couple patches ago. But this is my DMR tier list. There's not a lot to talk about here because there's not a lot of these guns in the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe if you want to include the Boss G. I don't know where the hell I'd put the Boss G. Where would you put the Boss G on this tier list? Let me know in the comments. I'm looking forward to Aruni on defense. Having a Mark 14 is going to be very interesting when that patch finally drops. To see the Aruni how-to when that comes out, hit the notification bell, give the video a like, subscribe, yada, 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 all the stuff that YouTubers tell you to do at the end of their videos that you don't watch. Most of you just click out of the video by this time anyway, so yeah, there you go. Deuces.